I create content about my travels, my lifestyle, and I do a lot of vlogging. So if you're new here, hi, make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you do like what you see so far. So I'm actually trying out this new recording area in my building. If you guys do hear cars or anything of the sort, it's because I'm only a few inches away from my rooftop. So I felt like recording this impromptu life update because we haven't actually had a sit-down video on the channel for quite some time. I believe the last life update that I did was at least a month ago, and life has changed so much since. So the first update that I wanted to share with you guys is that my brother got his UK visa. I'm so excited, like I'm literally over the moon, and I can only thank God. And if anyone is thinking about coming to the UK or applying for a UK visa, it's so simple. So what we did was we did the online application from Jamaica. It didn't require an in-person interview. The only requirement was that you had to go and get your biometrics taken, so your eyes scan, your fingerprints and so forth. They paid the money online and you just scan your documents and send it through. And when you are doing your application online, it also gives you the option to pay for them to scan your documents. So if you aren't computer friendly or you're not that advanced in the area, then you can also take your documents to them and they'll scan it for you. It's literally one of the biggest life update now. So the timing is so perfect. His birthday's coming up and I'm planning to spoil him rotten. So you guys can definitely look out for that vlog. We're going to do a nice little birthday vlog for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my expenses that I promised you guys some time ago on this channel. These expenses will differ because I've lived in different parts of London as well as outside of London, and I've also had very different living situations and circumstances. So for example, when I lived in East London, my rent equated to about £750, and that was a sharing situation where I had my own bedroom, I had my own ensuite, we shared the living area, the kitchen area. So I had access to a gym, I had access to a cinema room, meeting room, and I had 24-hour concierge service. That was actually one of the cheapest rents that I've ever paid. It is worth noting that when I initially moved in though, some of my bills were included, like water and so forth, but after the 6 months almost probation period or 1 year of tenancy, they then excluded all bills. So even though I was paying a reasonable rent, it wasn't the same as when I initially moved in because so many of the perks and so forth were removed from our contract. I'm going to give you guys another example of when I lived in South East London. So the rent equated to about £1,000 or between £1,000 to £200, depending on whether your council tax is included or not. And that one was a council flat that I was living with family. I wasn't specifically paying the rent at all times, but it is a figure that I'm aware of and that I can share with you guys. Again, this was a 2-bedroom, huge living room area, a small kitchen. We didn't have concierge or anything of the sort, but that's just what the rent was. Apologies. Okay, let's get into it. So I've got 2 more examples. I also lived in North London when I was staying with my aunt, and that rent was 1,300, and that was years ago. So you can only imagine what the rent is in today's climate. The last one that I wanted to share with you guys is what the rent looks like outside of London. So the cheapest studio that I've seen in London, the cheapest studio that I've seen and I've viewed outside of London, like the outskirts of London, possibly about 45 minutes on the train outside of London, ranges from about 600 to 700 pounds. But those are literally like miniature studio, like matches back type of setting. I don't know about the against. But you do get a gym, you do get concierge service, you do get meeting room access, you don't get the parking and you have a rooftop and a terrace, isn't it? But if you want a big studio like my studio now, where you have your own bathroom, you have your own little kitchen. By the way, those 600 price studios, you also have to share the common area, which is usually a kitchen, and you don't actually have any space for living. So it's literally like your bed, your closet, your bathroom. That's it. No garden, no balcony, nothing of the sort. But if you want to upscale your place and you want a balcony preferably, or you want a balcony, or you want somewhere like mine that can hold 2 sofa beds, a bed, and you still have space to move around the room, then your rent will be no less than £1,000. But it does include bills, so you guys kind of have to wait up and kind of go with the latter if you're looking to save, because you don't have to pay for specific specific bills. But whilst we're mentioning bills, I'll just show you guys what I used to pay as a 25-year-old living in London. So my food would average to about 50 to 60 pounds, and that's because at that time I was having a lot more takeaway than I do. I mean, I do now, but now it's like date night, so it's not really my expense, if that makes sense. Back then I was single girl, the bill was on me. Water bill, 40 pounds, council tax ranges from 100 to 160 pounds, depending on what band you fall in, and that stuff you can find online. That if you're queer and if you're unsure as to what band you are in now, if you're a uni student or so forth, you can always look online or even call the council and they'll help you find that information. But usually when you do move in, your landlord would almost hand you over what your bills will be for that set month or that contracted tenancy year. And then lastly, the last two, lights or electricity and Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is the cheapest, so my Wi-Fi ended up being about £10 and the light bill average about £30. So in all honesty, right now we're in a very fragile economic state. So if you are thinking about moving out, I would definitely say weigh up your options, look outside of London, look inside of London. Sometimes you can get lucky. When I found my initial apartment, it was when I initially moved out by myself and shared my first luxury apartment, it was by a chance and by God's blessing that we actually had the chance to have a reduced rent because we moved in during COVID times, you know what I mean? Someone's calling me, guys, sorry, I'm distracted. So I would say walk around and look. What I can say from my own experience in terms of moving out is, in terms of moving into new builds, you will generally have a better experience. When moving into a new build, you will have a great experience because you'll be the first person in the building and to make the home the way you want it. It's highly likely that there will be little to literally no, like nothing at all, damage to the property or to the space. But you also have to consider that because you are the first or the new person in the building, it means that not everything may be up and running for like full service. So for me personally, when I first moved into my first new building, the water service wasn't as best. One, I was close to the ground floor, and then two, they haven't fully installed the system, so it wasn't regulated the way it would if the building was at full capacity. And I did actually see improvement once everyone moved in. And then when you're thinking about living by yourself in a studio apartment, which is my current situation, it's a whole other ball game. Like, it literally took me a good 3 to 6 months to fully adjust to being by myself and having all the onus and the responsibility for everything by myself. I've always been fortunate enough to be able to afford a living space that actually has on-site concierge or on-site maintenance team. So when it comes to plumbing issues, or recently when I was on my way to Paris, my water faucet had broken. Before the end of the day, I knew that someone went into the apartment and it was all fixed. Versus when you live in a council tax, versus when I previously lived in a council house. Maintenance tends to take a lot more longer to resolve and to be at a place where you are actually satisfied as a customer. So those are just a few nitty-gritty things to bear in mind when you're thinking about moving out. But my honest opinion is, if you don't have to move out immediately, please stay at home and save. If you have peace of mind, you're in a comfortable space, you know what I mean? Like, stay at home and save as much money as you possibly can. I don't regret moving out early, but I just wish I had saved more emergency funds, because situations arose where I just wasn't as confident or comfortable in myself to like fully tackle them, because I know I want to do everything, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the rundown of my expenses, excluding transport. I don't even know how to get into transport right now because I live outside of London, and the typical price of me getting into London ranges from about 20 to 40 pounds, like going there and coming back are return tickets, and that is not even inclusive of the taxi trip that I take from my house to the actual station. So maybe the transportation could be another video, but I can't really delve into it right now because I don't know my specific numbers. I don't check it. That's so bad, because I don't check it. I just carry on the day. Because I have to go there, I have to go to the flowers. I could just go. Okay, let's move on. Updates. So I've been really trying to harness the skill of public speaking, and I've been trying to put myself a lot more out there. So recently I hosted my training, which you guys were privy to. I hosted my first ever whole-handed training, and this is the first of its kind for my entire organization. So not only was it a huge moment for the organization itself, but it was a great opportunity for me to showcase and sell my skills as someone who's been in entry level role and kind of progressed their career as time went on, and also taking the time out now to talk more in intimate settings. So for those of you who've been subscribed for some time now, I am a living kidney donor, and I try to use my voice as best as possible to raise awareness about organ donation, because it's not until my dad got unwell that I actually learned about organ donation and what that looks like and what the process entails. So I've been having a few speaking engagements to uplift that community as well as educate them, and I have a few coming up that I'm going to place on the screen now, and I would love to see you guys come out. I'd love to have conversations with you guys about kidney donation and everything else surrounding it. And in September we will be doing a flash mob. So if you know the candy dance, like side, back, forward, spin, you need to come out. We're going to be in Brixton. Again, same mission, to raise as much awareness as possible on the potential and the possibilities of living organ donation. So if you guys again can come out, I'll be so pleased to see you guys from my channel there. I'm really looking forward to engaging with the crowd and new people and sharing my own journey as to how I found organ donation and life after organ donation. And then we did also want to talk to them about my travel plans for this summer. So my birthday is in July. I desperately wanted to go to Bali. That's been on my bucket list for years now. I don't think that's feasible. My partner is going to take me away. I'm so blessed and I'm so honored to be able to travel with someone that I have so much love for. So my partner is taking me away. That's one of the most exciting things I'm looking forward to now. I'm not quite sure where we're going as yet, but I have two clues. One, it's a long haul flight, and then two, it's going to be from 35 to 45 degrees. I have sent them my full travel list of all the countries I have visited so far and the outstanding ones that I would love to visit in the near future. And from that list, I'm guessing it's either going to be somewhere in the Caribbean, which I'm not mad about. I'm actually over the moon. Dubai, might be Dubai, because Dubai gets really hot in the summertime. Or it might be Turkey. So if you guys have been here, you guys probably remember Christmas when I got that book. So basically my partner gave me this travel guide book, and it has Istanbul on the front. It's a Louis Vuitton book, and I didn't see it as an indication that I'm going to Turkey at the time that I got it. But after a while I realized that, oh shit, this is actually a travel hint that I'm taking you away to Turkey. So obviously Turkey might be in the mix, Istanbul to be specific, or Cappadocia, because I really want to go on about air balloons. So I'm guessing that's all I have to share for now. The more information I get, I'll obviously come and tell you guys, but this is a trip that I'm really looking forward to. I turned 26 this year, and this has genuinely been 25th, my year, being 25, has genuinely been one of the best years of my life, hands down. Glory to God type of vibes. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it doing about it. I feel like life will flow in the right direction, and we can't complain about that. So I'm guessing we could possibly do a 25-year, I don't know, a reflection video, my 25th year in reflection. Show you guys the countries I've traveled to, the best lessons I've learned, possibly some of my worst experiences and my advice from those. So guys, if I've said anything in this video that you guys would like me to elaborate on, please leave it in the comment section below. More than happy to do so. If you have a specific area that you want me to talk about, I don't know, maybe it's my career, maybe it's my transition into becoming a Christian and a woman of God, let me know in the comment section below. More than happy to make the time. And if you guys like this little rooftop, little space, and you guys heard me clearly, also leave that in the comment section below, and I can definitely make more time to speak to you guys. And I just also wanted to say a huge thank you to you guys for working with me for so long. I know my upload schedule isn't the best, but that's only because I'm just taking it one step at a time and I'm just working it all in my own strides. Do you know what I mean? So I hope to see you guys in the next vlog. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!